Let's talk about what it takes to be a good point guard in basketball. I want to first start out by saying being a good point guard is not all about scoring. You don't have to score 25, 30 points in every game to be a good point guard or to be considered a good point guard. Your job as a point guard is to lead the team, control the game, be a threat on the floor so that your teammates can have more opportunities. You want to create more opportunities for your teammates, and you want to make sure you're taking care of the basketball. If you can do these 5 things, coaches are way more likely to trust you on the floor as their point guard and to lead the team. So in this video today, I'm going to get into those 5 tips on how to be a better point guard. Is leadership. Leadership is such a big thing with being a point guard because a point guard essentially is an extension of the coach on the floor. As a point guard and being a leader, you have to be vocal on the floor. You have to keep your teammates organized. If they're in the wrong position, you have to put them in the right position. Maybe it's on defense, offensively, whatever. You may have to put teammates in the right position to score, in the right position for a play, whatever. You have to be a director on the floor. Another part of leadership that you have to have as a point guard is being able to encourage your teammates. Your teammates may go 0 of 3 the past 5 possessions or 0 of 5 the last 5 possessions. And every time they miss a shot, you have to keep on encouraging them. That encouragement goes a long way. Just constantly saying, hey, keep shooting the ball, keep shooting the ball. It's okay. Or if they miss 3 shots in a row, be like, okay, get you a layup first, then keep shooting the ball. We're going to keep giving you the ball. Just constantly encouraging them. That really makes a difference as the game goes on. Another leadership quality is that a point guard has to stay composed. A point guard is going to face a lot of pressure, whether that be from media, from the fans, from the coaches, from parents, whatever. Even in game, the players on the other team, the defense is going to be pressuring them. They're going to probably full court press them or maybe try to trap them, things like that. These point guards have to stay composed under pressure. Being able to stay composed is going to translate to your team. If your teammates see that you're under pressure and see that you're folding under pressure, then they're going to be like, we don't know what to do. We're going to start folding under pressure. It's just naturally. It's like a reaction. They're not purposely doing it, but they're going to follow you as their leader. So you have to be able to stay composed under pressure because that's going to even translate to your teammates. My last 2 things with leadership is to bring energy and be confident. You want to bring energy every time you step on the floor because, again, as a point guard, everything is going to translate to your teammates. So you bringing that energy is going to make your teammates bring that energy. You being the most highly energized person on that team is going to help your teammates a lot because everybody on that team is going to say, hey, our leader has a lot of energy. Let me step it up. Let me play with a lot of energy. Also, confidence. If you're showing how much confidence you have as a point guard on the floor, that you're not scared to go into any situation, no matter what team you're playing, how tall the players are, how good the players are, that is going to translate to your teammates. Your teammates are going to really follow that. They're going to start playing with more confidence. They're going to shoot with more confidence. They're going to pass the ball with more confidence. They're going to play defense with more confidence. Y'all could be going against 4-star, 5-star recruits, but as your point guard, if you're having the most confidence that y'all can win that game, your teammates are going to follow that. Even if they have a little chance to win that game, they're going to play like they have a great chance to win because they're following their leader with that confidence. So do not overstep leadership. Your team feeds off you as a point guard. They feed off your energy. So you have to show them the right energy in order for them to follow you. So for key number 2, we're going to talk about being a scoring threat and a threat overall on the floor. As a point guard, you're going to be touching the ball almost every possession. If you get the ball in your hands and you're immediately a threat to score, you're going to attract a lot of attention from the defense, and this is going to ultimately help put your teammates in a better position. So what does this look like? First, this could be attacking aggressively every time you get the ball, getting 2 feet in the paint. I like to tell my players to get 2 feet in the paint because it essentially attracts the defense and forces players to help. So if you're always attacking the paint and always a threat to get inside the paint, that defense is going to look at you as a scoring threat. And that's going to ultimately help get your teammates open because if you're getting 2 feet in the paint and the guy from the corner has to come help, now your guy at the 3-point line in the corner is wide open for a shot. But again, you have to be a scoring threat. You can't just get 2 feet in the paint and always look to pass because the defense is going to start to pick up on that. They're going to say, okay, this player is going to drive, but he's never going to score. You have to actually be a scoring threat, whether that be from driving to the basket or even being able to have a great shot. A really good quality of a point guard is having a really good jump shot. Being a shooter is going to help you spread the floor, and that's going to open up more opportunities for your teammates alone, no matter what position you play. So we talk about being a scoring threat. being a scoring threat from all three levels can really open up for your teammates. You want to make sure you're able to use that penetration to get open shots for your teammates. Having a good shot is also going to help you with being able to be a scoring threat in the paint. Because if a team knows that you can shoot from three at a high percentage, they're going to start to guard up on you a little bit tighter. So this is going to create more opportunities for you to drive. It's going to be easier to attack a player if they're guarding you very high at the three-point line rather than if they're dropped back a little bit or arms lifting away from you. So your threat to shoot is ultimately going to help you be able to drive, and then you being able to drive and being able to be a scoring threat in the paint, now that's going to get your teammates open. You constantly want to be a threat to the basket. Scoring threats are a team's biggest fear because they have to make sure they know where they're at all times. A scoring threat can wreck a game. So you being that scoring threat as a point guard or just being a threat in general, now you're going to open up things for your teammates. So this leads into our third topic, which is decision making. As a point guard, you have to think quickly and make smart reads and reactions every time. A huge thing with this is you don't want to force passes. I see a lot of point guards try to force passes, or they may even telegraph their passes. Don't do that. You have to make sure you're on point with these passes. A really good point guard is really good when it comes to passing the ball. So you want to make sure your passes are on point, but you don't want to force passes into spaces that you know your teammates can't get them or spaces that are very tight. It's like 50-50. You really want to be on point with your passes and put these passes to where only your teammates can get them. Another thing is being able to read the help defense. So we talked about being a scoring threat in the topic before. Let's say you're driving to the basket and you know a help defender is probably going to come over. You want to be already one step ahead and knowing that, okay, once that help defender comes over, my teammate in the corner is going to be open, and then maybe he can swing it to the wing. So you want to be able to read these help defenders. Maybe a help defender is coming over just to show you a body, but he's not actually fully committed. So now you actually can go score. So being able to read these help defenders is going to help you make better decisions on the court. You have to understand how defenders react to certain things and how they're going to help. Another thing, you want to also make sure you're aware of the time in the game and the score. It may be late fourth quarter, a minute 44 left, and your team is up by 8. There's no reason to rush and try to score every time. There's no reason to rush into a score. You want to run some clock. Or you may be down and you may have to pick up the pace. So you want to make sure you're aware of the time and the score. Make sure you're just aware of the situation overall. Being aware of the situation is going to be huge because another situation you could have is y'all could run a pick and roll and they just immediately switch and stop the pick and roll. But now your big is on a smaller guard. Now, the right decision is to pass that ball inside to that big so that he can go and score on that guard. Or even if he gets double teamed, now he can pass the ball out for somebody to be open. So, making sure you're aware of the situation and attacking those situations correctly. And my last thing with decision making is knowing when to attack and when to slow down. We talked about attacking and being a scoring threat in the previous topic. Now, we want to make sure we know when to attack and when maybe we shouldn't attack right now. Maybe we should pass the ball around or go set a screen, something, move off ball or anything. But knowing when to attack is going to be huge because a defense may be playing a certain way where they're trying to bait you into an attack and now they're going to trap you or something. Or you may see the mismatch and now you want to make sure you attack the mismatch and whatever. So making sure you know what to attack and where to attack on the floor is going to be huge. So all of those are going to go into decision making. I want y'all to remember, bad decisions are going to lose games faster than missed shots. So make sure you're making good decisions on the court. Our fourth key is making sure you take care of the ball. A great quality of a good point guard is that he or she never really turns the ball over, or he or she is always taking care of the ball, regardless of how much pressure another team may put on them or what the situation is. They're always taking care of the ball. As a point guard, you want to limit turnovers as much as possible. Turnovers can kill a team. If a lot of those turnovers are coming from them point guard, the coach is going to take that point guard out and try to put in another guard. Or maybe the coach is going to say, okay, we're going to run the offense through our wing or something like that instead of a point guard because those turnovers can't happen. Turnovers will kill the team. And as a point guard, you have to be on it on all your P's and Q's and can't be turning the ball over. So some keys for this is making sure you're not over dribbling. You don't have to take 30 dribbles to beat somebody. You don't have to take a whole bunch of dribbles to be able to make the right decision on the court. Don't over dribble. As a point guard, you want to make quick, simple decisions. That also leads into making the simple passes. You don't have to make crazy behind the back passes, crazy overhead passes. You want to make those simple passes. I always talk about how the NBA highlights or the college highlights, they show the crazy passes, the crazy buckets that players get. But for every single one of those crazy buckets, there is 60, 70 simple buckets that every player gets. So you don't have to make the crazy passes. Make those simple passes, make those simple decisions with your dribbling. Also, you want to make sure you stay under control. There's going to be a lot of pressure. I talked about this previously, how there's going to be a lot of pressure. You want to make sure you're taking care of the ball and staying under control under this pressure. They may press you on defense. They may pressure you half court, or as soon as you cross half court, they're going to pressure you. Make sure you're just staying under control, because that control is going to also translate to your teammates. I talked about this in leadership, how stuff translates to your teammates. You being under control in certain situations is going to translate, and your teammates are going to say, okay, we can be under control. There's no reason to be fearful here. Another thing is making sure you value every single possession. As a point guard, you want to value every possession. Every possession needs to mean something to you. Every possession needs to be played with a purpose. It doesn't need to be, okay, we just got a random shot up this possession. No, like, we want to actually get a high quality shot up every possession. Try to get a teammate in a position to score every possession. Try to do something that can lead to scoring every single possession. One last thing that I really like to tell my point guards is jump stops. Try to get to those jump stops, because a lot of times as point guards, you're going to be smaller when you're driving to the paint. You may be 6'3", 6'4", maybe 6'2", 6'1", something like that, and you're driving to the paint. And nowadays, you got players like Wemby in the paint. You need to get to those jump stops and try to finish off 2 feet, because if not, you're going to get blocked a lot of times. And then also, those jump stops allow you to just stop and see what teammates are open, allow you to read that help defense. So using jump stops is really, really something that a lot of point guards need to work on. Those jump stops are definitely going to lead to less turnovers or less block shots. So work on those jump stops. So my last thing with this, as a point guard, always think, let me make sure my team gets a shot every possession. That means your team didn't turn the ball over every possession. That means they at least got a shot up before. Maybe they got a shot up and then got an offensive rebound, then turned the ball over. But you still got a shot up. You want to make sure you get a shot every single possession, at least one shot. So if you keep that mindset, you'll be better with taking care of the ball, and you'll be better as a point guard. And key number 5 is putting your teammates in position to be better and putting your teammates in position to score. A great point guard can create easy offense for their teammates. Like we said in earlier points, if you're being a scoring threat, that's going to help open up the floor for your teammates. Also, you want to make sure you're putting your teammates in position to score. They may not know where to go on a certain play, or they may be confused on where to go in a certain set or what motion you're running. You being able to help them and put them in the right position, that's going to be able to help them score. So some key points with this is make sure you're delivering passes on time. Your teammate may cut to the basket, may make a great cut and be open, but you deliver that pass late, and now it's a turnover, or now your teammate can't score. Make sure you're delivering those passes on time. Again, you got to always be a step ahead as a point guard. So being a step ahead and knowing when to pass that ball is going to help you. Another thing is you want to make sure you can understand your teammates' strengths and weaknesses. Let's use this as an example. Let's say I drive to the basket and force both corners to commit to me, and I have a wing in one corner and I have a wing in the other corner. Let's say one of these players shoot 50% from 3, and let's say one of these players shoot 30% from 3. Well, the right decision would be to pass to the players who shoots 50, because you know that player's strength is shooting from that corner. So knowing your teammate's strength, don't put your teammate in a position to not be able to maximize their ability. If you know your teammate is not good at driving from a certain way, don't put them in a position to do that. Set them up to be in a better position, because ultimately this is going to build their confidence. This is going to make them play harder for you in general. Make sure your teammates are touching the ball in areas that they're comfortable with. Even if it's not to score, just getting them the ball in areas that they're comfortable with, and then maybe they can make another decision to pass to the right player or whatever. Make sure they're just getting the ball in positions that they're comfortable in. And then ultimately, this is going to start helping create rhythm for other players. You want to create rhythm for teammates. Once you start creating rhythm for other teammates, now your whole team is on fire. That's how you start to see those big runs in the NBA. You might see those 22-7 runs or things like that. So that's it for the video. I want y'all to remember, as guards, it is not all about scoring. As a point guard, your role is way bigger than scoring. Your role is about putting your teammates in a position to score, putting your teammates in a position to just be better overall, being a leader on the floor. You have to be trustworthy. And then the biggest thing is you're essentially an extension of the coach. So make sure you're being a really good leader, acting as that extension of the coach on the court. If y'all didn't get anything from this video, I just want y'all to remember, as guards, your team is going to follow you. Your teammates are going to follow your lead every time. So you have to be a great leader. You have to show them and set a great example. Thank y'all for watching the video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment. Let me know what more videos y'all want.